so for today's video, I'm going to be trying on the Brazil lashes. I just got my order in and I got the Brazils in 12, 14, 16. I also got the French lace and Daydream. So I'm really excited to try all of these out. I think I'll do Brazil first because I'm extra excited for this one. It kind of looks like a cross to me between like my two favorites, the Hollywood and the Volume. So I love the fluffiness of the Volume, but I love like the fun spikiness of the Hollywood. And I think this kind of has both. So I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like. So as usual, I have my deluxe starter kit. Plus I have a couple extra things. I have a Q-tip. I have my Lashify Fuse wand with one of the wandums missing, but it still works like that. And I have the Lashify glass. Not necessary, but if you have this one, it's nice to have just because it has that round tip applicator. I also have one thing I was going to show you guys and do a little review at the end. This is the Sephora false eyelash fuser, and it's kind of like an eyelash curler, but it goes in like, I guess, perpendicular to your face. So I will review this and try this out at the end. But let's get the lashes on. I'm going to do my left eye and then show you guys with the right eye. So here's no lash and lashes. And I really like it. It's kind of fun. I wouldn't say it's natural, but I mean, I'm not going for that super natural look. But it's like super fun. I like it. And it was easy to get it even. So the Hollywoods were a little bit hard to get evenly spaced. These are actually really easy. It kind of reminds me of like the feather where you have to, I guess, line them up correctly. So the thick parts are at the ends. I already kind of loosened them, so it's a little harder to see. So when you line it up, like if this was the lash, you have to line them, the thick parts, up together, which is easy to do just because you're overlapping anyways. So, I mean, it just shows you kind of like a guide how to overlap it. So two lashes would look like this. So you only see like 3 sections or pointy segments because one of them is kind of overlapped. So I mean, it's really easy. It was fast to put on. And it's also the large segments, like unlike the originals where it's a little bit smaller, these are larger segments. So for me, because my lash line is pretty straight across, this actually makes it faster and easier for me to put it on. This is like I only had to put on 6, a 12, a 14, a 16, 16, 14, and 12. Sometimes I have to do like 3 16s in the middle. And then when I use the originals, I think I use an extra one on top of that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and put these on. So like always, I always take out or loosen the lash before, and all you do is squish the lash or press it down and then pull it out. I wouldn't recommend using the tweezers to pull it out just because you put a lot of strain on the one lash or hair that you're tugging on. This way you're tugging on all of them and pulling it out. Sorry, my voice is weird this morning because, I don't know, I woke up late. And so now I'm rushing to get this done before baseball. So I did put my makeup on before, and I don't recommend you doing that. But just for the video, I like to, not come on here with no makeup. I'm using the conditioning primer, and I have a clean Q-tip. I don't know. When you wake up at a weird time, then you're all thrown off. Can't find words and all that. So I have to clean them really well to make sure none of my skincare and sunscreen or makeup is on there. Usually I just wash my face and then put them on right after. Last time I didn't have time in the morning to do it, so I actually took them off, took a shower, and then put my lashes on at night. And then did, my usual skincare. But yeah, that worked out well too. Sometimes I have more time at night versus the morning. I have kind of a set schedule. Like I take them off Friday night and then hopefully get to put them on Saturday morning. But if we have like early games, like last week we had to be at the baseball field at 7, so then I did it at night. So I always use my Lilac Street Black Pro Glue. This is like my favorite glue ever. So you gotta let the conditioning primer dry, and then I'll apply the glue. So while this is drying, I'll just give you some tips about how to travel with the lashes too. So when I traveled last, it was for a week. So I knew I could just keep it on and not worry about it. But just in case, you know, if you're not prepared, then things happen. So what I did was I brought my 16s case of the lashes I was wearing, and those were the volumes. And I put 2 14s and 2 12s and just stuck it on the band and, you know, closed it up, brought this, the glue and the crystal coat and a tweezer with me on the trip. And I didn't have to use it, but if you're traveling, this is like how I would do it. Just bring these things, fill one lash case with whatever extras you might need. And yeah, super easy. It's only like, oh, it didn't take up a lot of space. Okay, so I think it's dry now. I'm gonna apply the glue, and my lashes are really short, so I just apply it like I would a mascara. If yours are long, you may want to just concentrate at the base so you don't get the glue all over. And I'm not getting the glue all the way in the inner corner or outer corner. So hopefully you can see how much I put on. That's kind of like the good amount for me. It may be different for everyone else, I don't know, but that's how much I put on. And then the second most important thing is to put glue on the lash. So I have a 12. I always pick up the lash like this at an angle so that I have an easier time maneuvering it when I'm putting it on. I have a really hard time when I hold it straight for some reason. Actually, not too bad on the right side, but when I do it on the left, it's so hard. So always at an angle. And I just get my glue and I tap it on the base of the lash. And this creates like a double bond. And also when you layer it, then at least you have some glue holding the layers together, or the part that you overlap. See, if I talk too much, it gets stuck to the bottom lash. Okay. So I'm gonna apply this, not all the way in the inner corner, but close. Okay, so now I'm gonna pick up a 14. So same thing. So when I put this one on, I'm gonna overlap on that spike. So instead of 4 spikes, you only see 3. Now I'm gonna do a 16. And also, I actually look at the ends, like, and try to visualize how much space I have to make it the same as the other side. And I feel like I'm going a little too far to the middle. So I'm gonna quickly adjust, because I do want it to be the same, of course, right? I think this 14 could be a little more overlapped. Like your eyes are, you know, identical, but not really, right? So you do have to adjust for some differences. Okay, I don't know if that made a difference, but we'll just keep going. So I'm getting another 16. So I'm doing a 14. And then a 12. Okay, that worked. I just didn't want to get the 12 all the way and have to put it at the end, and then it's going to poke my outer corner. So now I'm going to get the glass and run it underneath and on top. And if you get glue on your bottom lash, kind of run it on there too. I don't really want to pull the glue off. Sometimes it comes off easy, sometimes it's already stuck, and it's just better to get it not sticky than pull out the bottom lash. And then I take my Lashify Fuse one and I run the crystal coat on the inside. And I'm going to fuse it. Okay, and so for the Sephora lash fuser, so you saw how this one gets all the lashes and is awesome, but this one is $65. So if you lose this, or if you don't want to spend that money on that, you could use this. You could also use just a regular eyelash curler, and that works too. It's just a little harder to get all your lashes inside this thing. I mean, it's possible, but it's a little harder. This one is $12 and they sell it at Sephora. It's good, but it's not perfect either. So what I find is I have to close my eyes to do this. So I have to close my eye, align the pad on the bottom, and then crimp it with the top. So like that, and then crimp it. And then it works. And I also have to, I can't do it with the other hand. I have to switch hands to do it. So I have to close my eye, put this at the bottom, and then crimp it from the top. And then it works. I mean, it's totally fine. I find, because I use 16s, it like, this bar, if I don't close my eyes and do it, it kind of moves the middle one, and you don't want that. So I mean, it works. If you don't want to spend the money on this, this is probably second best. You can also just use the lash tool, the Lilac Street. But yeah, for me, I have a hard time with this. One, it's super pokey, so it like scares me a little bit. And then two, I can only do like most of it. I can't do the whole thing. So it's hard for me to get like the very inside with this, or can, but it's like not squeezing at the very base of the lashes, you know what I mean? But anyways, it does work. It's $12 and I'm glad I got it. I don't use it that often, but yeah. So because I have the glass, I do like to use this on the inner corners. This ball applicator is just so good. And you can just like run it along the bottom, especially if you get stuck on the bottom. Let's see. Oh, I actually have to go. So I usually would do like an eye look. I gotta rush out right now. So thanks for watching, and I hope you try the Brazils. They are so cute on. I love it. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video.